All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast. And if you words, my boy Oversized Al. I got Cooper with me, Coop Dog.
What up?
What's
What
up?
up?
How you doing?
I see you got the Celtics hat on.
I do. I'm ready for the Celtics tonight. I'm so
Yeah,
excited, bro.
they're already up 34-17 second quarter. So
I know. I'm so ticked because we just lost our Sling account, so I can't watch it right now because we don't have Sling anymore.
why not just not pay for it?
Yeah, I mean it's the end of the playoffs. My dad was like, "Hey, I'm just gonna get rid of Sling, and it's too much money already."
Yeah, I feel
So,
that.
but anyways, let's get into it.
Yeah, so
But
the series
first,
is tied.
it is. But first off, I want to let everybody know you have to subscribe to the podcast and follow it as well.
For sure.
Uh, the last two videos have been blowing up pretty crazily so far.
Yeah,
Um,
I think the interaction with the face to face is a little bit better, I guess. So
it's a lot better in my opinion. But let's get into it. So the Warriors Mavs 4-1. Warriors won the series game five. Coop. Uh did you watch it at all? Did you see anything or
I did. No, I don't think I watched that last game.
okay.
Um, but I know who won. So it's yeah.
Were you expecting the Mavs to lose or
Yeah. I mean, game six Clay is just crazy.
yeah.
We saw a big performance from him. Dropped like 30, I believe. So
Yeah. He always comes up big in those moments, man.
yeah,
He's super clutch, you know what I mean?
yeah. Hmm.
So um and then Steph got the
Yeah.
Western Conference Finals MVP.
And then the new face, Andrew Wiggins on the Warriors, got himself a Western to the Western Conference and to the finals ultimately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because he's been with the Timberwolves for the last like what 5 years before.
yeah. Hmm.
So he wasn't able to go to the playoffs that much.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for them. I want the Mavs to win.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's all good, man.
So good.
It's all good in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Um, how did you feel about Draymond's performance and the series overall? And uh,
Um,
was was he kind of a key factor for you, or was he more just like a role player
Yeah,
in
I
this?
felt like he was kind of more of a role player. I didn't see any huge moments from him, but I think in the finals, like maybe we'll see him a little bit more. Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah.
yeah. Draymond Green, he averages about like what 10 points,
I think
nine
probably, yeah,
rebounds,
9 rebounds and then
seven
maybe a couple
assists.
assists. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh, and then move on to the Mavs.
Yeah.
Luca,
He
Luca and
averaged
them
like 30
lost.
points a game
Yeah,
throughout this or playoffs. So that's
yeah.
really good. So
I was I was sad to see him go, but
yeah.
uh,
At the
I'm
same
glad.
time, it's well deserved for the Warriors. So
Yeah, I mean, we all kind of felt like they were the better team in the series.
mhm.
Um, do I think the Mavs could have pushed it? Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah.
Uh,
I think the Mavericks just need a couple more developmental issues to be addressed before they
yeah,
go all the way. But
yeah.
yeah,
I mean, they won the game. If they would have won game two, I think they could have pushed it to 7 games possibly
mhm. Yeah,
because the Warriors weren't going to lose at home game five. I feel like they would have won game six at home, but that's
mhm.
just me.
Yeah.
Um, but
Everybody likes to play good in front of their home crowd. So
yeah, so the Mavs' future, Cooper. Um, how do you feel about it moving forward? Do you think they should keep the roster they have, or should they move on to more, I guess, suited players, or what do you do with Jalen Brunson? You know, like what?
I think they have amazing chemistry. This team, like, they mesh really well. All their players love each other, from what I can
Yeah,
see. I'm I would venture to say that they're going to stick together and just kind of develop as a team and just get better throughout this off season.
Yeah.
Hopefully come back and make it to the finals maybe next year. So we'll see, but I don't
Yeah.
really see any trading going on. But you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah. The big question I think for the offseason for the Mavs is probably going to be Jalen Brunson and maybe Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
But I think Jalen Brunson should get like a max contract maybe.
Yeah.
He really played well in this series and the whole playoffs really.
I think he needs a little bit more improvement, just like in the regular season, as he contributes to his team more. Before we might see that max contract, but we'll see. Like in the off season, putting in work. Hopefully, maybe he can get like most improved player next year or something like that.
Yeah.
I think he's a very good player. He's developing as well, so we'll see him in the coming years really develop into a good player. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I wouldn't say max contract. I would just say he deserves some money at least. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
more money than he's getting. Yes.
So, and then also you sent me something earlier, I think today or yesterday about Zion
Yeah.
and what's all that about?
So it was basically he's cleared to like 5-on-5 practice. He can go
Oh,
throughout
okay.
everything. Like so he was cleared to practice, and so I'm saying we're gonna see him full-fledged this next season. So it's gonna be
Yeah,
exciting. The Pelicans got a bright future ahead.
yeah.
So
I mean, they have a good coach too. They finally got a good coach, solid
yeah,
team. Um,
and a
I'm
young
still,
coach as well. So
yeah. Uh, so they have CJ McCollum, they have uh Brandon Ingram.
they
Now Zion's back.
got Jose Alvarado, who's
Yeah,
kind of a no name for a while, but kind of
yeah.
made a name for himself this playoffs.
I say we could see him maybe defensive player of the year next year.
Yeah, maybe see
Um,
if he makes a run for that. I believe he
so do,
plays point guard, so that might be difficult.
yeah. So could you see this team possibly the Pelicans team go to the finals maybe next year, or do you think it's too much?
I would say maybe not next year, like maybe second, third round.
Okay.
Make a deeper playoff run than they did. Um, Probably not the finals just yet. Think I don't know. Maybe we'll see them go to the finals next year, but I don't
Yeah.
think it's likely right now.
Yeah. They still kind of need to build that chemistry, I guess, between all three
Because
of them.
Zion hasn't really played a lot with
Yeah.
these guys, so
I would
they
say
kind of
it's
need to build
still,
their how they
yeah,
play or whatever.
I would say it's still a successful season overall for the
hmm
Pelicans. I mean, they made it
Yeah,
to the playoffs. I mean,
yeah. They
what
didn't
else do
have the
you?
best record. They made it to the playoffs. They potentially could have beat the Suns in the first round.
Yes, I
And
know.
so, I mean, they definitely upset the Suns there for a
Hmm.
couple of games, and they were proven to be pretty good. So, um, again, they've got a very bright future ahead with some young talent.
Hmm.
So,
I'm excited for the Pelicans, and hopefully they do well in the next couple of seasons, and we'll see
mhm.
what happens with them. Um,
Dude, let's talk about the last Boston Celtics Miami Heat game. Jimmy
I
Butler went
know
off for 47.
40, 47.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's
that's crazy.
crazy.
He he kind of played like a LeBron role, kind of in
hmm
that game six.
He took that game away, bro.
I know.
It's
I was
crazy.
I watched the whole thing and I was just in
Yeah.
shock. I it was crazy.
I watched the
Plus,
last half of it. There was some silly fouls called
yeah,
against the Celtics, but
yeah.
I don't
I
know.
mean, personally, whenever it's in Boston, I was like, there's no way the Celtics can lose this game. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's
Like,
what I thought too. I was like, there's no way they're losing, right? Because mean, they've got home court advantage. I mean, their stars are all playing. Um, they're all healthy right now, so there's no way they lose this, right?
Right. Right. I mean,
But I mean, Jimmy just had an amazing night.
yeah, Jimmy, I hope he can. I mean, it always seems like they do worse at home. I don't know why. The Heat.
Yeah, it's kind of ironic, honestly.
I know. Um, but Tyler Hero, he came back, right? I mean, he was already back, but he
He was
wasn't.
out, I believe, with the groin injury.
Oh, he was.
Yeah, so
Dang.
he wasn't even listed in the lineup. I don't believe he's playing this game.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
Yeah, I think he's still out with that groin injury. I don't know what he did to it. I don't know if it was in game or something, but yeah.
Dang, bro. Um, but yeah, Jimmy Butler's the star of that team. I mean,
Mhm. Yeah.
he's. I
And
hope.
those last two games, he did not play like a star. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
I feel like maybe he had something to prove. Uh, obviously, but yeah.
yeah. I mean, he's probably still salty from the finals 2 years ago against, or 3 years
Yeah.
ago against LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
So
For sure.
I hope they can do something. I'm not sure if they can beat Celtics tonight. I mean, they're already
Yeah.
up, right? What's the score, do you know?
It's 41-32, so they're up 9. Celtics are up 9, so
Okay.
maybe they can get a lead by halftime. They got 5
Yeah.
minutes left in the quarter.
Yeah.
So
Um, I do want to talk about the Lakers because they just hired their new head coach,
oh yeah, I
Darvin
saw that.
Darvin Ham from the Bucks. He was the assistant coach for the Bucks behind Mike Budenholzer. Um,
Mhm.
Cooper, what do you think? I mean, this guy, he's a former player. He played with a couple teams in his career. He did play against LeBron. I saw
Okay.
on Instagram he was like guarding LeBron when he was like a rookie or something,
Yeah.
uh, like that. Um, so how do you feel about the Lakers team, and do you think they can finally? I mean, Russ asked for a trade too. That that shocked me.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about the whole
So
situation right now?
um, obviously acquiring of a new coach is always good. Especially a young player, that or a former player that was uh, I would say that's a good investment. As for like the players that they might need to trade or some acquire some of the other young players, I think obviously I would probably venture to say they're going to trade Russell Westbrook or look for a trade this offseason. And then
Yeah,
I don't believe they have any high draft picks. I know they might have one or two in the
they
first or
have
second round.
they have number. Actually, no, they don't even have one.
They don't.
No, I don't think they do
Yeah.
because they traded away to. I'm not sure which team it was. I think it was
Wizards.
yeah, Wizards maybe. I think
Yeah.
something like that. I don't even know, but I mean, I'm scared for them personally. I don't even know if they're going to be able to make it to the playoffs again next year. I mean, you have
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook. Nobody really wants his contract. So,
And maybe we'll see a totally different Russell Westbrook next year.
yeah.
But this late in his career, I don't know if he can do that, you know.
Hmm.
Um, but obviously if he can prove the haters wrong, then props
Yeah.
to him. So hopefully we'll see him working in the off season, making a deep playoff run next season.
Yeah.
That then again, like that's if they keep Russ, which I don't feel like they will, but maybe they will. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I just miss the old Russ personally. Like 2017 Russ was amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
he was a different breed, bro.
yeah, he was a beast. I mean,
I know, dude.
I feel like he should come back to OKC, man. I really want him back. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but at this point in his career and the amount of money we would have to pour into him, it's just I don't think it's a good trade, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I
Maybe he'd
mean,
be just a good leader. Maybe he'd be like a
a
Chris Paul
mentor.
type guy, you know?
a mentor,
Just,
maybe.
yeah, taking these young players under his wing.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. So
Yeah. I mean, who could you see potentially taking in Russ? I mean, not a whole lot of teams really want him. I've heard a lot
yeah,
about the
and not a lot of
Rockets
teams have the actual cap space just take his contract. Like,
because he has a $44 million contract.
yeah, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe some of these like teams that are young and have a lot of cap space to fluctuate, but they're gonna want to sign their rookies later on if their potential is good. So,
Yeah. I mean, I could see Russ going to the Rockets, maybe, or who else?
I mean, but the Rockets have John Wall, who they're paying a lot. So
Yeah. I thought they were going to trade him.
I
I
know,
mean,
dude, he's just sitting on the bench, bro.
he's making
He's just
so much
collecting
money.
money. Dude, it's
Yeah,
insane.
I know.
He played really well for the Wizards, and then Rockets acquired him, and now he's just sitting on
He's,
that cash, dude. That's
yeah,
insane.
I think he makes like what, 40 million per year?
Something like that, dude. It's
Yeah,
insane. And he's just sitting on the bench.
yeah, I know. And this is his what, second or third season being out, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But it's Wizards got
I
the bad end of that deal.
yeah, I hope he can come back and be who he used to be.
Yeah.
He was obviously a all-star at the Wizards.
Hmm.
Um, maybe even an MVP. He's up there, but
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see what happens
Yeah.
with him and his team. Um, but I mean, I'm excited about this game tonight. Uh,
Yeah.
can you pull up the box score, maybe?
Yeah.
What's
You
going
want
on
me to
right now?
share it?
Yeah.
All right.
I hope it's not a blowout because that would suck. Okay. $17 for Jimmy Butler already. Very nice.
Yep.
Jason Tatum, 10, 12, okay. 46% from three, nice.
I think also the last game that was played, game 6, uh Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum combined for like 2 shots in the fourth quarter.
What?
Like that's I feel like that's unacceptable, Like
Yeah, I mean, that's
2
crazy,
shots,
bro.
like you gotta be better than
Yeah,
that.
I've said it before. I mean, in the fourth quarter, the only people that should have the ball is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. And
Mhm.
those guys can make shots. They can
Yeah.
pass it around. They can do whatever you need. I don't think you should be giving the ball to Peyton Pritchard or whoever it is.
Yeah.
So
Obviously Marcus Smart can keep making things happen, but like when the game's on the line in the fourth quarter, it should be going into Jason Tatum's hands or Jaylen
yeah,
Brown's hands.
exactly.
Like, there's no other question in my mind that would say otherwise, because who else are you going to give it to that's going to create shots and potentially make them,
Right.
at a high percentage?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, already you can see plus 16 for Jason, plus
Mhm.
19 for Jalen. So, I mean, those are the guys you want on the floor right now, which is smart by the Celtics.
Yeah.
Al Horford's at plus 17. He's a really good factor for this team.
Yeah.
He kind of just gives you that veteran experience, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
Marcus Smart making plays. I haven't really said much about Derek White yet, but
Yeah, he
he's
came up big in that game,
he's a
even though they
solid,
lost. But
yeah,
yeah,
he's a solid player. I mean, he averages what, about 15 per game, maybe,
I think it was 10, but
or
yeah,
10 or something like
I
that.
think so. Yeah.
But yeah, he's
Yeah.
definitely a key contributor to this
Mhm.
team.
Yeah,
for
he had
sure.
like 25
Hmm.
last game, so
Yeah,
for sure helped them. Didn't help them win, but definitely helped
yeah.
them.
So if we do see the Celtics win tonight, Coop, it'll be a Celtics Warriors finals. How would you
Mhm.
feel about that series for the Celtics um, overall? Do you think they could win and push it
I
to?
don't I don't think the Celtics will win. I think it
Okay,
would be like the Warriors in like 6 or 7.
okay,
I think just their lineup is so deep. They have like they just have endless potential, you know. And the defense the Celtics are gonna have to play against that Warriors lineup is just crazy because like I mean everybody can shoot on that team, you feel me? So like Draymond Green is probably the only one that couldn't. Even him, he could maybe make a couple of threes, but
yeah,
he's not going to be the primary, obviously. So I don't know. Maybe if you can like wear them down, but it's so hard because there's so many other shooters on that team that can take shots and make them. So
yeah.
obviously, if like the Warriors had like an off night, then that's a Celtics win because of the defense that they can play. But
Hmm.
I think Warriors are ultimately going to get the better of them.
Yeah. I mean, they have Jordan Poole, they have Jonathan Kaminga, they
Hmm.
have
They
Marcus
just
Moody.
they just have so much depth, you know, like.
Hmm. It's crazy.
And the
I mean,
Celtics, I mean, they do have depth, but it's not as good as the Warriors. Like, I don't know.
yeah. Um, I would say for the Warriors, they're probably gonna win the series in 6 games, I would say. Maybe 7. We'll see.
Yeah, potentially
Um,
7.
but I do feel like the Celtics are very good on the road,
It's
um,
true. Yeah.
especially in this series. They've been very well on the road and at home.
Hmm.
They kind of keep a balance of it. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too worried about the Celtics, you know, losing on the road as much because they're pretty good on the road.
Hmm.
Um, but I just found out that the Heat were fined $25,000 for violating bench rules in Game 6.
I saw that clip where Kyle Lowry was fouled out and he was standing right there and kind of played defense. I don't know what you would call it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
I just,
You got to be
man,
sitting down, you know.
yeah, I mean, I just, I feel like the game it gets so intense sometimes
Yeah.
that I mean you shouldn't fine a guy or a team $20,000 for trying to support their team, whatever. You know
But
what I
I
mean?
mean, the Mavericks bench got fined a lot for doing the same thing, and they
Yeah,
were interfering with the play a little bit. So
yeah,
I don't know. I think it's a good call, honestly. Obviously, you're in the game, you're energized, maybe a little celebration here and there, but
yeah.
standing up there all the time is just a little excessive, I guess.
Hmm. So I'm reading this right now, Coop. Lucas said he played terrible in the series. How do you feel about that? I wouldn't say he played terrible.
He just
I
played
mean,
inefficiently. Like the amount of shots he took to the amount of shots he made it wasn't the best. Like he could have done better for sure. Um, I don't think he played terrible, but
yeah,
could have been better, obviously.
I would say if he involved his team a little bit more. Um, no, I mean he did involve his team. His team just didn't make any shots.
Yeah.
S- I mean they weren't consistent at that.
And then when his team doesn't make shots, he has to make all the shots by himself, and that leads to like a lot of missed shots
Yeah,
or forced
and
shots.
yeah, and I kind of felt like Jalen Brunson was doing the same thing, kind of where he was trying to force some shots up that weren't really necessary.
Hmm.
But I mean, I would say Luka played pretty well in this series, even though they did lose in 5 games. But again, you just need solid role players like the Warriors have.
Mhm.
And the Mavericks had that. They weren't as like consistent as
Yeah.
the War.
He needs the assurance that they're going to hit their shots when he passes to them
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
to be at peace.
yeah. And Jason Kidd, round of applause to Jason
Yeah,
Kidd.
for real.
I mean, he's a beast. He's a good coach.
He's a really good coach.
And I
He's
think
super
people,
chill too. Like,
yeah,
doesn't really overreact. He's kind of like,
he's
okay,
super positive to
we're
his
gonna do
team.
this. Yeah.
He's super positive to his players
Mhm.
as well, which I like.
Which is such a good thing in a coach because
Hmm.
you're gonna you're just gonna create this great environment with your players to where they want to give you more of themselves. They want to push themselves harder. So
Right,
I think it's
right,
overall it's just a great environment for the
right.
Mavericks right now.
Hmm. And what's the Heat right now? How are the Heat doing on the box
So
score?
they're down 9 with a minute left in the second quarter.
Can you go to the box score for the Heat?
Let's see. Jimmy's
Jimmy,
at 24.
dang.
Are we
Victor
gonna see another 40
Oladipo,
point game from Jimmy?
probably. I think so. But I mean, he's minus 11 though. That's not good. Right now they're 23% from three. Dang, that's crazy.
Juice is only taking one.
Hmm.
Man, Kyle Lowry is only he's 0 for 5.
Bro, why is Duncan Robinson not in the game? I don't get that.
I don't know.
I thought he was good.
Me too. I mean, he had that one good game against the Hawks where he was
Yeah.
8 for 9 from 3. Crazy.
Not to curveball you or anything, but
Yeah.
PJ Tucker, he said that he appreciates Draymond Green saying the Celtics will win 6. Uh, how do you? I mean, Draymond Green, he likes to talk a lot. We all know that.
Yeah.
But I guess he was wrong this time.
Hmm.
It's a 9-6 for the Celtics.
And I think he kind of, yeah, he obviously lit a fire
Mm-hmm.
under the heat. So to push it to 7, so the Warriors could have more rest.
Yeah, maybe he did it on purpose so they could
Yeah,
get. That makes more sense.
That's what I'm thinking.
Victor Oladipo has 2 points. Jesus.
He only has 12 minutes. So.
I mean, he should be out there probably 30 minutes a game, I would say.
I don't know.
Because like we said before, he used to be an all-star. You know, he kind of got off a little bit with his injury.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I think
maybe,
he needs to prove himself a little bit more.
yeah.
Obviously, don't have a lot of time in the playoffs.
Okay. All right, Cooper, you just showed me your cards. Can I see them?
Yeah,
Your PSA.
So I submitted 6 cards. These are the only Gym Mint 10s.
Okay.
They're both Anthony Edwards.
Dang.
That one's orange cracked ice and one's pink cracked ice.
So they're the same card.
Yeah, just different colors, you know.
Okay.
I'm currently listing one on eBay, so it's for sale right now.
How much?
Well, it's a bid, so there's an option where you can buy it now for $750.
Oh.
But right now the bid's at 75. But it's got 5 days left.
Yeah. Big gulp. So yeah, I'm into cards. I have never submitted a PSA or whatever.
Yeah, it was expensive,
Yeah,
but
because you paid like $2,000 for like that huge pack, whatever you
yeah,
got, and that's a lot of money.
yeah, for sure. I mean, it can be rewarding, but
Yeah. Um. So Zion, John Morant, and uh, who was the third pick? Uh, I forgot. Damn it. Who was it?
was it like Jaren Jackson or something like that?
Yeah, maybe it was. I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Maybe Miles
um,
Bridges.
how do you feel about the Grizzlies' chance for next season going forward? About John Morant, Jaren Jackson. How do you
Um,
uh how do you
Dude,
feel
I
about it?
think this team is really developing, and I think they're going to be a threat next year, for sure. If they already aren't considered one this year,
Hmm.
I think they could have made a deeper playoff run,
For
in my
sure, yeah.
opinion. If
Yeah.
Ja was healthy, if Jalen Brooks was it played most of the games, so I mean,
Yeah.
you'll see them definitely next year. Uh, being that everyone's healthy on their team, they got great depth. They actually played better without Ja, which is kind of crazy. So
Dude, this team is so confusing. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's so weird how they do so well with Ja,
I think
and
it's
then they,
because like Ja takes most of the possessions when he's actually playing. So like when he's not playing, I feel like maybe they passed around more or something like that because they don't trust themselves with the ball as much as Ja would, I guess. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, it's weird, but they do have a good coach. Taylor Jenkins is a really good coach.
Mhm.
He could be coach of the year next year, maybe. Um, but
Sorry.
very good. But and then the Timberwolves, they're coming up as a young team next year and the years
Mhm.
coming. Did you see Pat Beverly on the ESPN or
Yeah.
any clips of it?
Yes, I have.
He was bashing Chris Paul, dude.
Hmm. It was
Um,
bad, though.
yeah, and then some of his takes were like
They were crazy.
he said James Harden should get the max, and I mean I'm not sure if I agree with him on that.
I don't really agree with him either.
Like, because James Harden didn't play like a max player should play.
Yeah.
You
But
know what I
that's
mean?
what I'm saying. Like right now, there's so many max players that are playing terribly, and they're getting older to where those older guys are getting max contracts, and you're wasting money and time on them when you could have like a young up and coming star, which I don't, this doesn't make sense to me. Like again, with
Yeah,
like John Wall, Russell Westbrook, and then James Harden. I don't think you like maybe he plays well next year, but I don't give him a max. No way.
I'll give him max. Yeah, I would say pay him like 25 maybe next year, 25, 30 million, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
Obviously he deserves some money, but not a max.
he's still making a ton of money from Adidas and
Hmm.
all those companies, so he's fine. All right, he's fine.
Isn't he in State Farm commercials too?
Yeah, State Farm. I mean, the guy's already rich. He doesn't need any more money.
Yeah.
Like, come
Mhm.
on. Save some money for the team. Like, they should save money for Tyrese Maxey,
Yeah.
because that guy, he's going to be an all-star in the next coming years. He
Yeah.
might be, he's probably going to be that guy for the team. He's going to be like the 1-2 combo with Joel.
Yeah. I could really see that. Yeah. And he has a really good attitude, and I don't know. He's just something about him just seems like a really good player, and I think he'll develop really well
Hmm.
in Philadelphia. So
Hmm. Yeah, we'll see what happens with James Harden. He might get traded. He might not. I don't know. I think he's probably gonna stay with the team though. I I think he will.
Yeah,
Um,
hopefully he does.
yeah. Um, but Anthony Edwards, he's a up and coming star for the Timberwolves.
See a
I
lot more
mean,
from him next season.
yeah, and Pat Beverly was saying how they wanted to face the Suns in the first round, and how they weren't scared of the Suns, basically.
Yeah,
Um, so I
I think
mean, they
that team
could.
could have beat him. Yeah,
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, they probably could have beat them, in my opinion.
yeah.
Um, but they almost beat the Grizzlies. Grizzlies won. I mean, Jaw played the whole series though, right? Jaw did.
John, yeah, he did.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, I was not happy when he said Chris Paul is not good at defending, because he is, in my opinion. Uh, he's a. Do you think he's top five point guard of all time or no?
Um, I put him like right outside of the top five, like maybe 6 or 7.
So top 10.
Yeah,
Okay.
just because like he's been in that situation a lot where when the game counts or it's an elimination game, it's just a terrible performance. So, I
Yeah.
mean, obviously there's different variables, but
Yeah.
executing when your team needs you the most is crucial to being like a top 5 player, or point guard.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I mean, I hope next year they can, move on and take it to the finals and maybe even
Yeah.
win a chip. Uh, they
I
do
don't
still have.
know if we'll see the Suns, like the same Suns team that we saw this year. So
Yeah, I was just gonna
up in
say,
the air.
uh, DeAndre Ayton, he's a unrestricted free agent.
Mhm.
So I think, does he want the max too or no? Do you know?
I think he does, but I don't think the Suns are gonna give it to him.
Dang, bro.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that was the conflict in game 6 of the Mavericks Sun series. I think
Yeah.
that's why, or no, game 7 actually. That's why they sat him and
Yeah.
he didn't play very well. So
Yeah. I mean, I feel like when you have one of those kinds of performances uh, for your team, it really goes to show how you react to those situations and who you really are as a person. And I think in that situation, the whole team saw that he wasn't really fit for the team. Um, I mean, he's still a good player.
yeah.
He's just, I feel like he was kind of selfish in that situation.
hmm And I
So,
think the Suns got pretty cocky during the
mhm,
playoffs, and that really bit them in the butt. So
yeah. Could we see DeAndre with a different team next year?
I think so. I think he he's probably looking for a trade, I would assume. Uh, I don't know where he would go, but I could see him being traded.
I would say he'd be a good fit in OKC.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely need a big man,
Yeah,
and he would fit the role really well.
I feel like him and Shea Gilius Alexander would be a really good combo together.
Yeah.
Um, and Josh Giddey. I mean, those two guys are elite. I mean, when you have both of them on the floor at the same time, they'll
Mhm.
give you hell basically because they're just so amazing at what they do, and uh, they're so. I I've been using this word a lot, but they're so consistent together as a duo and as a team,
Yeah.
and they're trying to build a big chemistry around there. So I feel like in the next coming years, we'll see OKC start to progress and go to the playoffs, I would say maybe probably give him like what 4 or 5 years to
Yeah.
make it to the playoffs or the finals, maybe.
Mhm.
I just like Sam Presti. I like the way he scouts players. I like the way he, you know,
Yeah.
picks them up or whatever.
Plus, we've had
So
really good picks the last couple of years, and I think we're pretty stacked for the years to come. So I think we definitely have those young players coming in consistently. So that's
yeah,
always a good key factor to rebuilding a team,
yeah,
which we're trying to do right now.
yeah. I mean, I really hope this kind of experiment works out for us. Um, I feel like we have a good, solid coach. Mark Dagnall is a very good coach. He was behind. Uh, he was an assistant for OKC for probably the last 10 years or so. Um, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, anything else?
Really, I kind of have to get off soon because
Okay.
dinner's ready.
All right.
But
Well, I
want to
appreciate.
predict like the end of the game? Try to get this up
Yeah,
real quick.
yeah. Let's see what the halftime score is.
So it actually just halftime just ended. So it's the third quarter. It's 54-58. 10 minutes left. So
Who's up?
Celtics are up by 4. So
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go with the Celtics. Have the hat on right here. I'm gonna go with the
yeah,
Celtics. What about you?
I'm gonna have to agree with you. Celtics it is, bro.
Okay.
I think that they're win
Awesome.
this. I'm gonna
I'm
predict
not
the
gonna say.
score.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably like 90, 92 to 88 Celtics.
Okay. I'm gonna go a little higher. I'm gonna say 110 to 102.
Okay. I like it.
All right.
Thank you guys for listening. Please do subscribe to the podcast and
Yes, it
listen on
helps a lot.
Spotify. And yeah, appreciate you guys listening and peace.
Share the video, whatever.
Everything.
Please. We're trying to reach
Everything.
more audiences.
And we needed more subscribers. That's what we need. I think we have like
Yes.
68 or 69 right now. So try and get to 1,000.
Yeah.
That's
We'll do something
the-
special at 1,000. Might
We'll
get a
see
fan
what-
on here.
Yeah, we get a fan on here maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, appreciate you guys and peace.
See ya, Ryan.